Hello and welcome to Lovella's Coloring. I was tagged by Jacques Coloring to do the Coloring Book Scavenger Hunt Part 2. This scavenger hunt was created by Dani Buttons. She did the first one a couple months ago, which I also participated in, and then Jacques Coloring tagged me to do this second part. The scavenger hunt has 10 prompts plus 1 bonus to find among our collection of coloring books. If you haven't watched Dani Buttons' video, I will leave a link to it down below in the video description and to any of the YouTube channels I mentioned. So if you have watched Dani's video, she said that you can either show all your colored pages or all uncolored pages for each of the prompts. You can also show a mix of your colored and uncolored pages, or to make it even more challenging, you can find one book that has each and every one of the prompts. So for myself, I decided, like my first scavenger hunt, to search through all of my completed colorings. And I tried to pick ones that I haven't shown recently, and I was successful on all but one. One of them you may remember from a couple months ago. And just in case I forget to tag other color tubers at the end of this video, I will tag May Brox, Imogen, known as the Coloring Kid, and only if it doesn't interfere with her studies. I also tag KP Colors, Lucy Just Adds Colors, Dee's Coloring Den, and of course Rita of RB Dreams Art. And there's so many more that I would want to add, but if you have a channel and would love to participate in this scavenger hunt, I hope you do. It is open to any YouTubers to join. Just remember to tag Dani Buttons, and also please add the hashtag so that we can see your video. So before we start, I just want to let you know that I will leave a list of the prompts that Dani provided down below in the video description, and I should also have it up on the screen for you guys. So yep, let's get started. So the first one is a picture of a beverage. So the book that I'm going to share with you for that is I can't say it, Malarbach, Vivi, Soker, and Vaughn. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, and I probably have the wrong translation. I have it as Vivi Visits Her Friends, and this book is illustrated by Maria Trolle. And the page I did in here is this one, and what I used to color in this is the Munoz soft pastel for the background. I based it with Derwent ink tints, and then I colored on top of it with Derwent color softs. And then of course you can see all the sparkles from the stickles. But yeah, so they have some lemonade, they also have some tea, and tea there too. So those are the beverages that I found in this book by Maria Trolle, and again Vivi, Soker, and Vaughn. Number 2 is a picture of a dog. So the coloring book I am sharing with you is this one, and I cannot pronounce this. I can try to pronounce the illustrator's name, which is Barbara Sobczynska, but if it is wrong, I apologize. So this is a coloring book about dogs. I believe it's Polish, and I believe it is Polish. I'm not sure, I'm sorry. And I got this off of bookdepository.com, and the page I colored in here is this one, and I colored it with Kohinoor Polycolors and Arteza Expert colored pencils, and also Prismacolor Premier colored pencils. I really love this page. It reminds me of my Pomeranian. He passed away a couple years ago, but he loved sticking his head out of the window when we're driving, And yeah, that's why I wanted to pick this this coloring out to share with you guys for the picture of a dog. So again, this is illustrated by Barbara Sobczynska, and yeah, that's the title. And we are at number 3, which is a picture of something spooky or something scary, or something that scares you. So the book that I am going to share with you for that one is Colorful Dream of Mermaids and Seashells, called Serena, and this is by Mardel Rubio. And the reason I picked this, I don't know, it seems silly, but it's because of the fishes. And you know, I don't mind eating fish, I don't mind having them as pets, but you know, when they touch me, I can't touch them, or you know, or anything like that. The last time I was at the beach, it was in Hawaii, and we were at a place called Kolina, which has like a rock barrier, so there's not that much waves coming in. But I was in the water with my daughter, and then you know, the bathing suit that I was wearing had strings on it, and I felt tugging. I felt something just like, you know, like touching my legs and stuff. I looked down and I see it's like a whole bunch of fish just tugging at my strings. And yeah, from then I just was a crazy person. I was freaking out, and my husband had to, I probably freaked out my daughters at the time too, and my husband had to kind of help me get out of the water because I don't know, it just, you know, I wasn't scared of them before, but just having them there, just feeling them, you know, like brushing against my legs, pulling, tugging at my bathing suit, it really freaked me out. It's probably all those times I watched Piranha, that movie. So yeah, so fish is what I picked as what scares me. And yeah, so I won't go in the water anymore, unless if it's like a pool. So yeah, so for this page I colored it with Caran d'Ache Pablo, Tombow Rogetin. I used the Gansai Tambi pearl colors for the fin, so you can see it kind of shimmery. And then I also use clean color, the Kuretake clean color real brush for the background, and some white Poscas. So yeah, so fish is what scares me, but I also brought out something for something spooky, and it's an uncolored page, which I will most likely color either this month or next month for Halloween. But the reason I picked out this page, it reminds me of The Ring, which I watched a long time ago and refuse to watch any kind of Japanese movies now, so scary movies. But this girl, or the way she looks, you know, the one from The Ring with the black hair just going down with only the eyes showing. My daughter does that to me. She has thick black hair, long hair, and every time she takes a shower, she would comb her hair down the front of her face. And sometimes she'll warn me and say, "Mom, look," or the other times she would just sneak up behind me and scare me. So this just reminds me of those times. So this is my something spooky for number 3, and I do plan to color this page either this month or next month. So, oh, and I forgot to say, this is Kawaii Horror by Jade Summer. The next one is number 4, which is a picture of a witch, and the book I have for you is Cute Witches, which is by Jade Summer, and the page I colored in here is this one, and she's my sexy witch, I guess. I based this page with lemon shade markers, and then I colored it in with Faber-Castell Polychromos and Prismacolor Premier colored pencils. And yeah, purple is my favorite color. I don't know if you guys know that. And I tend to always color girls with green eyes. I have this thing about green eyes. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because of that movie, Big Trouble in Little China. I'm not sure. But I think green eyes are just, it's a beautiful color. But anyways, this is my witch from Cute Witches, Jade Summer. For number 5, it is a picture of a candy, and the book I have to share with you is the Sweet Shop Coloring Book, and this is illustrated by Chris Price. The page I colored in here is full of candy, and that's where I just had it. There we go. And I colored it all in with both the Zig Kuretake Clean Color Real Brush Pens and also the Arteza Real Brush Pens. I did some blending in here, actually blended the whole place, all the candies, and paper's pretty good. It just shadowed a little bit in the places where I did a lot of layering. But I just remember when I was coloring this, it started off slow because I was looking up these candies to see how they're colored, and these are actually real candies that you'd find, old school candies. And so I did this part, and it took forever because I was looking it up, and I was like, for this part I was like, never mind, I'm just gonna color it in, and whatever it is, that's what it's gonna be. I colored these like Milano cookies, and I colored these like the fruit by the foot, my son's favorite candies. So yeah, this is my candy page for number 5, which is a picture of a candy, and this is the Sweet Shop Coloring Book by Chris Price. Number 6 is a picture of a woodland critter. So I have the book Twilight Garden, which is illustrated by Maria Trellet, and the page I am sharing with you for the woodland critter is this one with the fox. And I colored this all with just Durant Color Soft and a little bit of either Posca or white gel pens. And yeah, I really like this little fox. It's really pretty. My son, Mason, actually I don't know if you can see it, but there's like little scratch marks all along here. I think he was about 2.5, maybe 3 years old. Tried to help me out coloring, but good thing it was just like in the border. I tried to erase as much of it as I can, but it was just here, so tried to add his touch to it. So this is my woodland critter, which is number 6, and it is from Twilight Garden by Maria Trellet. For number 7, it is a picture of palm trees, and I had one from a while ago, but it was like the palm tree was like so small, and I was like, no, that doesn't count. So I picked this book out, which is the girls coloring book, and you might remember this from a couple months ago from my finished coloring pages. So this is the page with the palm trees, and I don't know if I told you, this is by Yuka Sato. It's a girls coloring book. It's a Japanese coloring book. I bought it through Amazon Japan. So yeah, so this is my page with the palm trees on both sides. I colored it all in with Colleen colored pencils, and then just a couple touches with the Sakura Metallic and the Sakura Stardust, I think, on the sign right over here, and her jewels and necklace. But yeah, there are the palm trees for number 6. So this is the girls coloring book by Yuka Sato. So we are at number 8, which is a picture of vegetables, and that one I was stumped for a while. I couldn't remember exactly if I colored any kinds of vegetables, but it turns out I did several years ago in the Romantic Country Fantasy Coloring Book by Erie. And the page I colored in here was the field, the vegetable garden with the 2 bunnies. This was actually a coloring I did following Julie's passion for coloring, and yeah, I wanted to find out how to color in this book using Prismacolor. So I followed her color along, and I think that was like in 2000, either 16 or 17. And I love how the Prismacolors are just so vibrant still. I don't think I sprayed. Oh, I think I sprayed it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did spray it. I put a tissue paper in between just in case. But yeah, I just love how vibrant it is. So yeah, this is my vegetable garden, which is for the pop number 8, which is a picture of vegetables. And that is in Romantic Country, a fantasy coloring book by Erie. So at number 9, it's to share a picture of a book, and I have Steampunk coloring book, Joe Benita's Lady Mechanica. I know I have a couple of colorings I think already that had hats in it, but this is the book that I wanted to share with you with the hat. So this is the illustration I colored. I still love this page. So I colored this in with Touch New markers and lemon shade markers. I colored on top of it with Tombow Eroge and Faber-Castell Polychromos. And yeah, like I said, I still love the way this one came out. I colored it as the opposite of the colored version that was in this book already, right over here. I don't know if you can see. So this is the gold and pink and brown version with red. And this one is the cool version where it's supposed to be like silver metallics and blues with lavender and a hint of pink. Yeah, so this is my picture for hat from the Steampunk coloring book, Joe Benita's Lady Mechanica. And we are at number 10, which is a picture of a book. And the coloring book I'm going to share with you for that one is Sagar Och Sagnor, which is illustrated by Emilie Lidelhall Oberg. And the page I'm going to share with you in that I colored is this one. I colored this for a color along long time ago, I think either 2017 or 2018. But the reason why I remember this one for the books is because this is the page that I first tried out Neocolor 2s, and I was following Katrine's Always Coloring, her tutorial on dabbing your Neocolor as you wet it. And she was so encouraging. She commented, and she was so sweet and nice, and told me to just keep, it was good, and just keep trying the Neocolor. And yeah, because I wasn't sure, I was scared to keep adding more on top of it because I didn't want it to go through to the next page. I really like this illustration, and so I just used like black polychromos to darken up the edges. So yeah, so the background is Neocolor, and that was the first time I used it, and then everything else was colored in with Faber-Castell Polychromos. And here are the books, and also in their lab. Oops, right there. So yeah, so this is my number 10, which is a picture of books, and this is Sagor Och Sagnor by Emilie Lidelhall Oberg. And we are now at the bonus question, which is to show a picture of a place where you wish you could be, or you wish you could travel to right now. I think that's the question. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but I believe it's like where I could travel right now. And if I were to travel there, I'd probably bring my husband along with me. But anyways, the place that I wish we could be is in London, England, which I have this book right over here, which is Coloring Europe, about charming London. There are 4 different books about 4 different cities in Europe. So this one is a coloring book tour of England's iconic capital, and this is by Lee Il-sun. And the page I colored in here is this one, and this is of a private English garden in London. So I wanted to try out water-based mediums in here to see, because this book had a lot of open spaces. Well, to me it seemed like a lot of open spaces, so I wanted to see how water-based mediums would work. So I used Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolors. I also used Derwent ink tints, and then I also used Crayola super tips on the reds, and those are the ones that actually bled through. The other one shadowed through a little bit. There is a little bit of warping, but it's still flat enough if you keep it between books. So yeah, the reason why I picked England was because I've always wanted to visit England. When we lived in Germany, we lived there for about 3.5 years, and we were only able to visit a couple countries because, you know, our daughters were only 1 and 3 years old, and half the time that we lived there my husband was deployed, so we never got a chance to visit England. And I just love the history of the country, the landmarks, just the city. You know, I just wanted to experience the double-decker bus, you know, and just, yeah, everything about London. And plus, you know, I wouldn't have to worry about the language barrier. So, and I also have relatives that live there, so that would also be another great reason to visit them. I haven't seen my cousin for like, I don't know, more than 30 years. So yeah, so this is my book. I wish to visit London, England. This is Charming London, and again, this is by Lee Il-sun. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of my books and pages that I've chosen for each of the prompt. It was hard going through, but you know, a lot of the fun was searching through my books. And yeah, so I want to thank Jacques Coloring for tagging me, and especially to Dani Buttons for creating this challenge, and also for the people, the lovely ladies that I tagged earlier: May Brox, Imogen, Coloring Kid, KP Colors, Lucy Just Add Colors, Dee's Coloring Den, and Rita of RB Dreams Art. If you guys would love to do this video, I would tag you guys. And if you have a YouTube channel and would want to do this tag, you don't have to be tagged. If you want to do it, just do it. Just remember to tag Dani Buttons and also to add the hashtag so that we can see your video. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you at my next video. Please take care, keep safe and healthy, and happy colorings. Bye bye.